I think there's 1 or 2 minutes delay or something.
Yeah, you will always have the lapse. Okay, setting up reflecting to Facebook live page. Okay, it's live already.
Right. We are live.
Okay, hey Imran, how
Hey.
was National Day celebration? Did you
Oh,
manage to go anywhere, catch the fireworks?
well, when the news came out and they said that you can actually view what I mean, you can actually view all there's 10 different locations for the fireworks. I was really excited because there's a sign that I don't need to get out of my house to watch the fireworks. But when it happened, I realized the fireworks only barely made when from my flat you can actually see the fireworks, but only towards the end of the fireworks, so you can barely see it. So I thought that because there's 10 locations,
Oh, okay, okay.
go to the
So
other
I,
side or the
so
different
you,
to try my luck, but you
so
still
you
can't see.
catch little bit lah.
Just a little bit. Okay lah. Rest of it, just wait for people to post online.
Yeah, so many, right? Like, yeah, it's really very nice, the different fireworks that people post. Yeah, so what have you been busy with lately?
Oh,
Some time since I last saw you, ah.
yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy curating materials for programs. So I've been launching a few programs and courses. That's one. Second is still outreaching to people and businesses who are trying to make sense of how to transit from offline to online or get started their journey online, especially social media. A lot of people are still confused about how it works. We use it every day, and yet we are still not too sure what it means. The third one is also learning, because the more you do, you realize the less you know. And I've been on a sprint to learn as much as possible and to make sense of it, so that there's always this like urgency. You learn and then you need to rush to make sure that, hey, how can I use this for my next upcoming program and pass to my participants as fast as possible. Yeah, that sprint is really a crazy part.
Wow, that sounds quite a lot of stuff, ah. I'm curious though. So where do you pick up all these skills and knowledge that you have learned so far?
Oh, that's an awesome question. I get this question a lot, and I've been spending my time, effort, money to learn personally from countless mentors to upskill myself. Some of the notable ones, if you're familiar with Success Resources,
Yep.
you're familiar with names such as Darren Tay, Reshmi Rajendra, Sean Sia. These guys taught me personally how to improve myself to be a confident speaker. I also had the privilege of learning digital marketing from names like Ping Chun. I'm sure Singaporeans, Malaysian, you guys are confirmed plus chop. You guys know these names. Travis Stevenson, Anik Sinha, these are names from the US. If you guys are familiar with ClickFunnels, you probably know Russell Brunson as well. Yeah, these guys. I also had to learn. I had great mentors who've been coaching me personally. I think Michelle has helped me. INA founder Mervin, he's helped me a lot to give me clarity. Ibnu, one of my mentors, very early on as well. They've been generous with their time and effort to coach me as well. There's tons more names, especially friends and family, who have offered their time to share their knowledge as well.
Well, you learn from so many people. How do you keep up? And seriously, now YouTube, right? You can learn everything from YouTube. Why not just go to YouTube?
Again, that's a good question. I mean, Wei Fang, you got to know how to draw the line between knowledge and information. Would you agree the statement that people are drowning in information, but they are starving for transformation?
That's true.
And I don't deny that you can get everything that you need from YouTube, from how to iron your clothes, how to make coffee, to how to start a business. And you can get everything from YouTube. And maybe 10, 20 years ago, you probably need to sit through in a hotel room, in a ballroom, where there will be a guy come to the stage to teach you how to invest in stocks, or how to start a business, how to become a public speaker. In this day and age, you can skip all that, go to YouTube and get everything. You're constantly fed information 24/7. And the question is, how do you know which one is the one that you really need? Which one is the piece of knowledge that really moves on the needle? The piece of knowledge that guarantees that transformation that you really need. I mean, if I'll tell you right now to go to Google, if you open up Google right now and just search into the box and say how to create content, and you're gonna get 5,370,000,000 search results under
Wow.
0.6 seconds. That's faster than you can breathe or blink your eye. how fast did I blink my eye? And you can get the idea. It's really, really fast. And there's 5 billion with a B. And you can't even get past the first page. And what about the rest? The first page can probably give you 10 results. There's billions left. And not every piece of knowledge is the same. You and I, we learn differently. We have different learning abilities, different circumstances, different goals, and different paths. And how can we find that match? It's not easy. I mean, 5 billion, that's a crazy number. There's a price
Yes.
to pay for that amount of time. And people always say, oh, the first ranking page that you find or the first few search result is the best. But is it though? Is it really the best or most compatible for you? Chances are it still may not be the piece of the puzzle that you really need. And to sift through the knowledge, that's precious time. I mean, we found you're a very busy woman, right? You're very, very
So
busy.
easy.
A lot of things to do. Because you got still need to do your fast paced massage video.
Yes.
And to have the time to actually sit down and filter which one might work for me, which one, because there's always this feeling like, what if I go for this guy and it doesn't work out for me? What if I invest into this, it doesn't work out for me? There's always what if. And that's why I think you really need to set a time. There's a price to pay for free, there's a price to pay for going through all this. And that's your precious time. You can't afford to waste that. And if you come with the mindset that you want to, a lot of times people think that I've been trying to accumulate more information. If you go down this path of learning to acquire more information, you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be confused. But what I've been doing is actually investing into mentors who can guide me to the right knowledge, because they will be able to tell me, hey, Imran, forget about everything else. You only need to learn this one piece. It'll be enough for you.
It saves a
So
lot of time. Huh?
let me share you a story if you don't mind. I know I've been talking quite a bit, but I'm sure you know how important knowledge is, how it sets you apart from the rest. There's this story about a submarine or ship. I can't remember which was it, but I think let's go with the ship. So the
Okay.
ship was docked at the port and it couldn't move because of some engine problems. And they called the ship repairman. The guy came along with a toolbox and he inspected the ship. He saw there was one particular fault. He took out his hammer, he knocked it a few times, and the engine was running again. So good job. The next day, he sent an invoice to the shipmaster. He said the invoice states, ship repair service $10,000.
Wow.
$10,000. Now the shipmaster was outraged. He's like, "Are you crazy? $10,000? You barely did anything. There was no fancy art, fancy equipment. There's no ship repair crew, just a strike of hammer." Now, if someone walks to your house and you say there's a electrical problem in your house and all he did was flip one switch, would you pay the guy $1,000? You probably question 2 or 3 times, right? So the shipmaster rejected the invoice. The next day he asked for an itemized invoice. So what's itemized invoice? Means you detail out every single thing that you used, then you cost it properly. So the repairman sent an invoice. He agreed. Okay, let's send an invoice. So the next day, the bill was still $10,000, but there's a difference now. So the hammer, he itemized hammer $10. Where to use the hammer to strike the right place, $9,990.
Okay.
That's the value of knowledge.
Well, that's quite a lot to take in. You have shared so much. Yeah. So where do you think people like you and I can find amazing mentors like that? Those you have described.
Now, that's really tough usually, because that's the same question as using Google to find mentor. If you have the idea whereby finding mentor, if you use the same approach as how you find ideas on Google, you're going to be stuck again. And you can't usually tell which mentor is suitable for you just at first glance. I mean, you can have that feel, or you probably need to spend some time to observe the guy or build a relationship until you realize, hey, this person might be compatible with me. Finding mentors is a lot about compatibility than knowledge itself. And it's not like buying bread from NTUC. Even buying bread nowadays is like going to Google or searching for bread on Google. There's so many options. And you need to do your research. You need to talk to people, ask for insights. And that's where I find you need a good starting point. And I find sessions like Introvert Business Mixer a really excellent starting point for such conversations. And I've been managed to gather a lot of opinions, insights about how I can advance my learning and find the right path for my knowledge. And you'll be able to find for different industries from mental health, real estate, investment. I mean, if you think that this you are doing something which is so unique or so exclusive that nobody else will know how to help you, you'll be surprised at the kind of people that the IBM attracts. I mean, we had one person who is expert on sleep or sleep therapy. I think for children, right? Sleep
Yes.
therapy for children. When I heard that, I was like, wow, that's really interesting. There are data scientists. There's even a male skincare model. As I mean, what else are you expecting? That's as diverse as it gets. I mean, during one session, we get to listen to a Subway franchise owner. He shared about his journey. I think that was an eye opener. He was I think a computer engineer, and he made the transition to become a franchise owner. Really worlds apart. I mean, that's the stories you need. That's the inspiration you need. The insights you need, and the connection that you need to expand your perspective. And one more thing that I think it sets apart from your usual networking sessions is how casual it is. I mean, personally, I attended those formal networking sessions. They were usually, it's all about collecting name cards. And it's not so much about building relationship. And I find that for IBM, it's really about getting to know each other on a deeper level. And since we are mostly introverts, we are not here to really push our agendas. We're not really here to collect name cards or make your elevator pitch. It's really about getting to know you on a personal level and making you comfortable. And I feel that's the most conducive setting for knowledge to flow. And I believe what you agree, what you say. I'm sure you agree because Hui Hong, you've been involved with IBM for the longest time.
Not very long, just a few years. Yeah, but 100% agree with what you mentioned. Then IBM Introvert Business Mixer is a good starting point for introverts to find their inspiration for knowledge, for mentors who can guide us. So it's more than just networking for introverts.
Yep. I mean, it sums up. Maybe let me just to summarize our discussion. Knowledge and information is not the same. Let me repeat that. It's not the same. Information will confuse you. Knowledge will give you clarity. Number two, find a good mentor that can give you the right path to knowledge or equip you the right piece of knowledge. And the fastest way to find a good mentor is actually to be with like-minded people who can provide recommendation for search. So your IBM is not a Google search. It's a search to find the right piece of puzzle that you need to complete the picture. And I
Yes.
think some of the speakers for IBM also make amazing mentors. I mean, I've made a lot of good relationship, personal and professional, and I think it's going to benefit a lot of you, especially if this is networking is something new for you. I mean, during some of my programs and sessions, I always share, building your brand or digital marketing is not only about your metrics like cost per lead, cost per coin acquisition, or not about how many likes, how many share, or your branding. It's also about your offline effort, your networking. Okay, and networking, most of them will complain and they say, "Hey, I don't dare to attend networking session because everybody is so formal or everybody has some amazing three-liner elevator pitch or they have something grand to share. They craft some special pitch whenever they talk to people or there'll be like a round robin. Hey, share about your business in 30 seconds. And there's a lot of pressure for these people. I think that what sets apart IBM or Introvert Business Mixer is really about get comfortable to get to know each other.
That's
So
true.
that,
I feel that is the reason why I keep seeing you at IBM sessions, right?
yeah.
Yeah. INA, Introvert Network Asia, we have 4 signature programs, and one of them is Introvert Business Mixer, which I spend most of my time in. Yeah. So this year we have more things for IBM. So upcoming, we're actually going to focus a lot more on IBM as well. So you can actually find out more. For IBM, right, we're actually based on this principle of R.O.C.K. Let me share screen with you on what it is all about. Okay, so it's based on R.O.C.K. R.O.C.K. R meaning referrals, O meaning online meetups, C meaning connections, and K knowledge, which is what we have been talking about this whole session. Yeah. So you can find out more about what IBM is all about and how we actually do our R.O.C.K in IBM. So do join us tomorrow, 12th August, 2 p.m. And we have invited Imran also, right, to share some of your insights. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the session. So I'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock, okay?
See you guys.
Okay, great. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.